I love this question because it truly tests your logical thinking and analytical skills. You're presented with the series of numbers, and you need to determine which one of the following numbers logically completes the series. The numbers are 5, 10, 20, 40, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 100, choice B, 80, choice C, 50, and last but not least, choice D, 60. Take a close look, maybe pause this video to see if you can get to the answer. I think I know what my answer is going to be, so I'm moving forward to share with you my solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments so we can all learn. To answer this question correctly, you need to detect the pattern, and each number in the sequence is obtained by doubling the previous number. Let's take a look. The first number is 5, and 10 is calculated as double of 5. 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. 20 is a double of 10, which is calculated as 10 by 2, which is equals 20. 40 is a double of 20, and it's calculated as 20 multiplied by 2 equals 40. So to find the missing number, we'll just need to continue the pattern. 40 multiplied by 2 equals 80. So the correct answer here is choice B, 80. Here's the question where you might struggle to get to the correct answer, but I have full confidence that you'll be able to solve this challenge. You're presented with the sequence of numbers. The numbers are 1, 3, 11, and then comes the missing number. You need to determine the missing number and rationalize your solution by selecting one of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 29, choice C, 57, and last but not least, choice D, 123. I would recommend you run this question through the most common patterns you have in your mind, so you can get to the correct answer. Are you ready to compare solutions? Awesome! Let me transition into revealing the answer to this question. I'll share with you my take, and if you came up with the different or perhaps more efficient approach, feel free to drop it in comments below. If you are a subscriber or perhaps a frequent visitor to this channel, you know that the key to solving this challenge is to determine the pattern. And the pattern here is that next number is calculated as a square value of the previous number plus 2. Let's look at the example. The first number is 1. 1 square plus 2 equals 3. Then comes the next number, which is calculated as 3 square plus 2, which equals 11. So the missing number calculation would be 11 square, which equals 121 plus 2, which would be equal 123. So the correct answer here is choice D, 123. Here's an amazing question with the answer that will definitely surprise you. You're presented with the circle broken down into the 8 parts. Each part has letters inside, and letters are O, S, then comes the missing letter, T, another missing letter, O, another missing letter, and ends in P. You need to complete the object by selecting the choice of 3 grouped letters. Choice A is represented by letters I, E. Choice B is represented by letters T, N. Choice C is represented by letters E, N. And last but not least, choice D is formed by the letters of I, N. Take a close look to see if you can complete the object. I'm going to give you a quick hint to help you solve it. Take a close look what happens if you move clockwise. I'm pretty sure you are by now, so I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. What's interesting about this question is how amazingly simple the solution is. If we start with the letter P, we can form a word position. Let me spell it for you. P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N. Let me pinpoint 3 considerations that will help you solve these types of problems on the test. When you look at the question is complete the object, and letters are the choices, which most of the time would mean that you need to form the word. Circle shape in the original question mimics the clock, which a lot of times mean that you need to select the direction, which could be clockwise or counterclockwise. To solve these types of challenges, you typically need to look at consecutive letters that are already present. So the 3 consecutive letters that are present are P-O-S, which would kick off your thinking about the word position. As you might have guessed by now, the correct choice here is choice D, letters IIN, which help you to form the word position. Did you come up with the different answer? Or maybe you have other tips on how to solve these types of challenges? Please make sure to post in comments. Here's an exceptional question to test your analytical skills, communication skills, and verbal reasoning. As an air traffic controller, you're in control tower, guiding an aircraft. You realize that the pilot is not following your instructions correctly due to language barrier. What is your best course of action? And you're presented with 4 possible choices. Choice A, repeat the same instructions more slowly and loudly. Choice B, use simple and concise language, rephrasing your instructions as needed. Choice C, continue with standard communication phrases, assuming the pilot will catch up eventually. And last but not least, choice D, notify a colleague who speaks the pilot's language to assist with communication. Are you ready? See if you need to pause this video to come up with the right answer. On my end, I know how I am going to answer, so I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. The answer to this question may not be obvious, so let's analyze all the options to see how we can solve the challenge. I think option A, raising the voice or repeating instructions, may not address the root cause of the problem and could potentially create more confusion. Continuing with standard communication phrases, which is represented by option C, may not be effective if pilot is struggling to understand. Option D, on the other hand, involving a colleague who speaks the pilot's language, is a viable option. But the immediate action should be to improve communication through clear and simple language. I think the solution here is using simple and concise language and rephrasing instructions as necessary, and this is the best approach, which is represented by option B. This approach allows for clear and unambiguous communication while taking into account potential language barriers or miscommunication. So I think the correct answer here is choice B. Use simple and concise language, rephrasing your instructions as needed. Did you come up with a different conclusion? If you did, please make sure to post your solution and rationale in comments so we can all learn about your perspective. Here's an amazing question to test your critical thinking and analytical skills. When requesting clearance for takeoff from air traffic control ATC, which critical information should a pilot provide? You're presented with 4 possible choices. Choice A, aircraft ID, number of passengers, and amount of fuel. Choice B, flight number and flight destination. Choice C, aircraft type, call sign, and departure runway. And last but not least, choice D, departure runway, pilot and co-pilot names, and number of crew members on board. Take a close look to see if you can select your answer. On my end, I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. It's a tricky question, and the answer here is not obvious. But let's look at each individual choice to determine if it is correct. Let's start with the choice A. Provide aircraft ID number, number of passengers, and amount of fuel. This is very important information, and it's essential for pilot to have it on hand, especially for operational purposes and safety. But this information is not typically provided to air traffic control during takeoff. Choice B, flight number and flight destination, are essential for overall flight planning and coordination, but typically not part of the initial information provided for the takeoff request. Let's look at choice D, departure runway, pilot and co-pilot names, and number of crew members on board. What's interesting about this answer is that departure runway is part of the correct answer. However, pilot and co-pilot names and number of crew members on board typically are not part of the information shared with ATC during takeoff clearance requests. This leads us to the correct answer. When requesting clearance for takeoff from air traffic control, a pilot should provide the following crucial information: aircraft type, call sign, and departure runway. Aircraft type is important for ATC to understand the performance characteristics of the aircraft and provide appropriate separation instructions. The aircraft's call sign or flight number is crucial for ATC to identify and communicate with the specific aircraft making the request. It helps air traffic control manage and track the aircraft throughout the flight. And specifying the intended departure runway is essential, especially at busy airports with multiple runways. This allows air traffic control to coordinate departures and arrivals effectively, ensuring safe separation between aircrafts. So the correct answer here is choice C, aircraft type, call sign, and departure runway. Did you come up with the different answer? If you did, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. What I like about this question is that it tells you how well you can do mental calculations. Let's take a close look. 0.41 is the closest decimal approximation for which of the following fractions? And you're presented with 4 choices of fractions. Choice A, 1/2. Choice B, 2/5. Choice C, 3/8. And last but not least, choice D, 5/12. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. On my end, I am ready to present you with my analysis and my answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. So let's take a close look. To determine the closest approximation, we need to calculate the decimal equivalents for each fraction and then compare them to 0.41. So let's do it for each choice, choice A, B, C, and D. For choice A, 1/2 is equal to 0.5. For choice B, the decimal equivalent for 2/5 is 0.4. For choice C, the decimal equivalent of 3/8 is 0.375. And for choice D, for 5/12, the decimal equivalent is 0.41666, and then it's repeating for 67. And then in the last step, we need to compare all these decimal equivalents to 0.41. So from my standpoint, the closest decimal approximation to 0.41 among the given fractions is choice D, 5/12. And that's because the result of the calculations, 0.4166667, is the closest to 0.41 when rounded to 2 decimal places. So the correct answer here is choice D, 5/12. I have a surprise for you. Here's the question for you to practice your skills. A rental company charges $30 per day for renting a standard vehicle. If a customer rents a car for 5 days, how much will they have to pay, including taxes, at a rate of 8%? You need to do mental calculations and avoid using the calculator. And once done, make sure to select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, $128. Choice B, $150. Choice C, $162. And last but not least, choice D, $180. Are you ready? Make sure to post your answer in comments so I can give you my feedback. Thanks for participating and good luck solving the challenge. Here's an amazing question to test your mental math skills. You need to answer the question without using the calculator. If the price of a book is $20 and there is a 25% discount, what is the discounted price of the book? You need to select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, $12. Choice B, $14. Choice C, $15. And last but not least, choice D, $16. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the right answer. No calculator, please. Make sure you do all the calculations inside your head. Are you ready? Because I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. The first step to solve this challenge is to calculate the discount. Discount is calculated as original price, $20, multiplied by a quarter, 0.25. So discount equals $5, which means the discounted price will be equal $20 minus $5, which would be equal to $15. As I already mentioned, the way of calculating I shared with you is the one way, but not the only way. Can you think of other ways how the price can be calculated? Please make sure to post your solution in a different way in comments so we can all learn from your perspective. I love this question because ChatGPT cannot solve it, but you as a subscriber to this channel will be able to solve it easily. It takes 5 minutes for Abraham to run 1,000 meters. Abraham runs twice as fast as Christian. Assuming the performance of the players remains constant, by how much will Abraham beat Christian in a 1,000-meter race? You need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 100 meters. Choice B, 200 meters. Choice C, 500 meters. And last but not least, choice D, 1,000 meters. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. As usual, I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer, and then we will try ChatGPT to see how well the artificial intelligence will be able to solve the challenge. The solution to this challenge is very simple. Because Abraham runs twice as fast as Christian, when Abraham will reach the finish line, Christian will run half of the distance, which would be 500 meters. So the correct answer here is choice D, 500 meters. We will use ChatGPT prompt, solve the problem, and provide detailed answers and explanations. And we will use the same problem as we just solved. When ChatGPT solves the problem, it provides the facts and it provides detailed explanations of the logic and rationale of how it solves the problem. And at the end, ChatGPT provides the solution. So let's read this conclusion. Both Abraham and Christian cover the same distance of 1,000 meters. Therefore, Abraham beats Christian by 0 meters. So the conclusion is that Abraham will not beat Christian by any meters in a race of 1,000 meters, because both will cover the same distance. Now let's analyze ChatGPT's answer. Even though the question asks about beating an opponent in the race of 1,000 meters, ChatGPT assumed that the challenge is whether both players will finish the race at all. This is why ChatGPT's answer is built with the assumption that even though Christian will only complete half the distance when Abraham is done, Christian will continue to run until the end. And because they both will cover the same distance, no participant will beat each other. Would you agree with this answer? Please post your logic, solution, and rationale in comments. And make sure to try this answer with ChatGPT to see what kind of solution you will get. In this section, we will look at the sample questions for verbal reasoning test for employment, which typically represents an assessment used by employers to measure candidates' ability to comprehend and analyze written information. The questions typically involve reading passages, answering questions based on the information presented, as well as identifying relationships between words and understanding the vocabulary. Let's look at some sample questions that you typically see on the test to make sure you get ready. A very interesting question for you to try your skills. You're presented with 9 letters of the English alphabet, and you need to build English business word. The letters are O-L-S, U-O-T-I-N-S. Take a close look to see if you can construct English business word. I am going to give you a quick hint. The word refers to a set of products, services, and strategies that are designed to solve specific business problems and meet the needs of organizations. Did you figure it out? The answer is solutions. Business solutions are typically developed by vendors or service providers who have expertise in particular industry or functional area. The word is spelled as S-O-L-U-T-I-O-N-S. And the goal of business solutions is to help organizations improve their efficiency, productivity, profitability, and overall performance by addressing specific challenges or opportunities in a strategic and effective manner. Can you come up with any other words using the same letters only once? If you did, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. Here's an amazing question to test your verbal reasoning and analytical skills. You need to arrange the words into a coherent sentence and determine the last word in this sentence. The words are A. Coverage, B. Protects, C. Against, D. Financial, E. Losses, F. Business, G. Risks. Take a close look, see if you can build this sentence and determine the last word in this sentence. Did you figure it out? I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer, and obviously if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. To get to the correct answer, let's look at each word in this sentence to determine the meaning of the word and how to use it correct way. We start with the words coverage, business, and risks. These are not the objects of the sentence. We also look at the against and financial. These are prepositions and adjectives. The word protects is the verb and it provides valuable information in the sentence. The word losses is the object of the sentence and it provides information about what business insurance protects against. Based on this information, let's build the sentence. Business insurance protects against financial losses. Based on this, we can determine that the last word in the sentence is losses. And this is the object of the sentence, and it also provides a specific type of protection. So I believe the correct answer here is choice E, losses. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. I love this question because the answer represents such a powerful business concept. You're presented with 10 letters, and you need to build English business word by using each letter only once. The letters are N, I-N, A-V-O, and I-T-O. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the solution. I am going to give you a quick hint. The word refers to the process of introducing new ideas, products, services, or processes that add value to society, the economy, or organizations. Did you figure it out? I hope the hint was helpful because I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And if you have a better way to solve it, as usual, please make sure to post in comments. My answer is innovation, and the word is spelled as I-N-N-O-V-A-T-I-O-N. What's interesting is that innovation involves combining creativity, technology, and practicality to develop new solutions that meet people's needs and address emerging challenges. Innovation is also crucial for the growth and development of the businesses, economies, and societies, and it drives competitiveness, productivity, and progress. Let's look at the examples of the most recent consumer innovations. Number 1 is streaming services. The popularity of streaming services such as Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus disrupted the traditional TV industry by offering on-demand access to the vast library of movies and TV shows. The fact that I can broadcast my videos and share them with you directly is also part of streaming services innovation. The next one on my list is electric cars. The development of electric cars by companies such as Tesla, Nissan, and Chevrolet has provided consumers with a more sustainable and energy-efficient alternative to traditional gasoline-powered vehicles. Another example of recent innovation is wearable technology. The emergence of wearable technologies such as smartwatches, fitness trackers, and virtual reality headsets had powered people to track their health and fitness, stay connected, and experience immersive digital content. We also recently enjoyed innovation of online marketplaces. Companies such as Amazon, eBay, and Etsy revolutionized the way people shop by providing them with vast selection of products, competitive prices, and fast delivery options. And last but not least on my list is the smart home technology. The rise of smart home technology allowed people to control and automate various aspects of their homes, from lighting and temperature to security and entertainment, using voice commands and mobile apps. Do you know any other examples of recent innovations? Please make sure to share them in comments so we can all learn. In this section, we will look at numerical reasoning test questions frequently used in a test. Numerical reasoning assessment test is a standardized evaluation designed to assess individuals' ability to understand and work with numerical data, make calculations, interpret charts and graphs, and draw conclusions from quantitative information. The typical content of numerical reasoning test can vary, but often include topics such as basic arithmetic, percentage and ratios, data interpretation, financial analysis, mathematical problem solving, number sequences, and a lot of others. Let's look at some sample numerical reasoning assessment test questions we typically see on the test. Here's one of my favorite questions to test your analytical skills and attention to details. You need to determine which of the values is the smallest. And you're presented with 5 different values. The choices are A, 3/4, choice B, 0.6, choice C, 7/12, choice D, 0.7, and last but not least, choice E, 4/5. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. Did you figure it out? I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer, and obviously if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. To get to the correct answer, we need to convert all the values to the common format. You can convert all the values to decimals, or you convert all the values to fractions. It doesn't matter, but it has to be common. I chose decimal format. 3/4 in decimal is 0.75. 0.6 is 0.6. And 7/12 is 0.583. 0.7 has the same value, and 4/5 is 0.8. Now you can easily see that the smallest value is choice C, 7/12, which is approximately as 0.58333. Did you get to the similar solution? If not, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. This is one of my favorite questions because it tests your analytical skills as well as your abilities to identify sequences. You're presented with the series of numbers, and you need to identify the pattern and select the option that completes the series. Take a close look at the numbers. The numbers are 2, 5, 9, 14, and 20 in the first row. Second row is 3, 6, 10, 15, and 21. The third row is 4, 8, 13, 19, and 26. And last but not least, the fourth row has the series of numbers 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, and then comes the missing number. You need to detect the pattern and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17. Choice B, 16. Choice C, 23. And last but not least, choice D, 18. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the solution. Are you ready? Because I already found my solution, so I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. The key to solve these types of challenges is obviously to identify the pattern and not to overthink it. If we look at the series of numbers, we have 4 independent rows, and each row represents an independent sequence which follows the same pattern. So what is the pattern? And the pattern here is rather simple. The next number is calculated as previous number plus the increment. An increment increases by 1 with each subsequent number. Let's look at the example on how calculations are done for the first row of numbers. In the first calculation, the increment is 3. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Then increment increases by 1, and from 3 becomes 4, which means 5 plus 4 equals 9. Then increment increases again, and 9 plus 5 equals 14. 14 plus 6 equals 20. I'm going to skip rows 2 and 3 so you can do calculations independently to practice your skills, but I am going to do the calculations for the last row. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Increment increases by 1, so 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 7 plus 4 equals 11. And last calculation, 11 plus 5 equals 16. So the correct answer here is choice A, 16. Did you get to the same answer? If not, maybe you have a better way to solve it, so please make sure to post in comments so we can all learn. Here's an interesting question to see how well you would deal with customer service inquiries. A customer is upset because her favorite pizza is currently unavailable. What is the best way to respond? And you're presented with 4 possible choices. Choice A, tell the customer to speak with the manager to resolve the issue. Choice B, offer the customer an alternative pizza option. Choice C, inform the customer that you will check if the desired pizza is in stock. And last but not least, choice D, state that handling this matter is not within your responsibility. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. Are you ready? If not, please make sure to pause this video to see if you can come up with the answers, because I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to resolve it, please make sure to post in comments. As you might have guessed, this question is not about picking one of the choices. This question is about a fundamental customer service principles and how you use them to answer this particular question. You also want to make sure to mention all these principles when you're answering this question in person. So what are those principles? There are 4 of them. Number 1 is acknowledging the customer's disappointment. Because her favorite pizza is not available and you show empathy, this shows your understanding of her feelings. Number 2 principle is providing an immediate alternative option, which shows responsiveness and commitment to helping the customer promptly. Number 3 principle is taking responsibility for finding a solution, which exemplifies ownerships and dedication for you to help resolve customer issue. And last but not least is the principle of offering an alternative. In this case, you can offer alternative pizza, which would demonstrate a proactive approach to addressing the customer concern and finding a suitable resolution. Based on these 4 principles, let's look at the incorrect answers and why you might avoid selecting them. Choice A. Tell the customer to speak with the manager to resolve the issue. Using this selection passes the responsibility to the manager and may make customer feel ignored and dismissed, and it is important to take initiative and attempt to assist the customer directly. Choice C. Inform the customer that you will check if the desired pizza is in stock is a good choice. But this is not the best choice. While this response shows some willingness to help, it may leave the customer waiting for the solution. Offering an immediate alternative is a more proactive approach. And last incorrect choice is choice D. State that handling this matter is not within your responsibility. Telling the customer that it's not your responsibility can come across as unhelpful and may lead to further dissatisfaction. You should strive to assist the customer as much as possible within your capacity. So as you might have figured out, I believe that the correct answer to this question is choice B. Offer an alternative pizza option. By offering an alternative pizza option, you address the customer's disappointment and demonstrate willingness to help. In addition to the suggestion, you can also offer to search for her favorite pizza flavors in competitor brands. This approach helps turn a negative situation into a positive one, where you learn more about the customer and find the proactive solution as possible suitable alternative. What do you think about this question? Do you agree with this solution? Do you have a better way to solve it? Please make sure to post your answer and rationale in comments. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.